Good day, everyone. This is Joe Hills here, narrating a Joe Hills video. I was going to narrate the upcoming Thomas the Tank, Thomas and Friends Engine series from the United Kingdom's British Television Service Workshop. However, I have just been informed that apparently the United Nations and Mattel have conspired to remove the narrator from future seasons of Thomas the Tank Engine, so the gravitas of my voice will never grace the screens of the teletubes in the kingdoms united across the sea. So anyway, I might as well just practice talking like this, because that other voice is never going to get used in a famous tank engine show. Where were we? Oh yeah, the sun rises once more over Castle Ravenloft. I did some more playtesting this weekend with my Patreon fans, and learned a little bit. I am pretty happy with some of the building I've done on the inside of the building here. Why don't we just ender pearl on through? I think that I could survive this. Is it possible to hit that? Probably. Whoa! Sweet ender pearl. Okay, so on the upstairs here, I went through off camera and I added a whole bunch of furniture. So let's go ahead and... oh, that wall is missing a block. Don't have any building material with me. Just have all of the material from the game that I ran. But yeah, so these rooms here, we've got the study. Bookshelves aren't in yet, but, you know, we've got tables, we got chairs. Bedroom, partially started. Bathroom, you know, it's coming along. Dining room with creepy wedding cake and, oh, apparently some missing walls. Still some construction yet to be done. But as we climb up our chimney here, let's see. Oh, this doesn't actually go outside anymore. Oh, this doesn't actually go outside anymore. I'm going to keep discovering that all the ways I'm used to escaping the castle for visual effect are no longer available to me. Like, look at this. We've got an elevator shaft where the space where the elevator shaft should go used to be. So, you know, that is technically progress, but admittedly it does dampen... Is this an actual walkway? No, this is a dead space, which I also can't block off. Okay, here's a hint for when you're playing Minecraft, guys. Bring blocks. But where was I going with all of this? For one thing, I'm going over here to put all these banners away and to get some blocks. But also, I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the things I realized when I was playing this most recent game. And that is specifically that we do not have enough in terms of, what would you call those even? Set pieces, let's say, for the elements of the game that occur before the party comes to the castle. Because the party will arrive at the castle after stopping at the Tser pool encampment, which is where Madame Eva, a mysterious fortune teller and string puller, lives. And she ostensibly is going to tell the people something that they need to know. The players, I mean. Players are people too, guys. Just, you know, don't forget that. But anyway, what I'm realizing is that not having a real encampment for Madame Eva to hang out and throw her tent up at is kind of it puts a damper on the game. I think having some actual wool for that would be good. Oh, here we go. Netherrack. We want to have a big bonfire. We're also going to want to have a whole bunch of wagons and carts and horses. And the horses might be the hardest part to put together, but we don't even have a location yet for this. This is a legitimate problem that we need to address. We need to find a place to put this that is ostensibly near water. Don't know why I keep saying ostensibly. Reprehensibly, repeatedly, undefeatedly, I saunter as my words in my mind wanders. I don't know why I keep saying the same thing again and again from before to who knows when. Where are we going? That is the mystery. Where will Tser pool go? It's got a history of being water adjacent, but not so close to the castle to be so facing this wall. Let's go this way for a while and see what we find over in this style. Okay, so this pool is also too close to the castle. You know what? It's supposed to be like Tser pool is part of the River Ivlis, so it might make sense to set up the Tser pool encampment along the ocean here. Although, oh man, that's way too steep. Like, the castle looming in the background would be visually striking while we try to set up this event for the hermits. Why can't we find something close enough for it to be in view while still being water adjacent? That's what I'm asking you. Okay. What if we put the camp right down here? That to me says future home of Zerpool encampment. That's what we're doing. We are going to grab this, and we are going to make a sign, and we are going to claim this right now for all time. Boom. I don't know if I have to buy a plot here or not. But yeah, so the castle is just barely visible. Ah, the towers go out of view. But Zerpool encampment. Done. So, first thing that we're going to need to do is we are going to need to eat after our long journey. And then we are going to hollow out this hill into a valley because we are going to need to have a road that connects the Zerpool encampment to the castle. And this area here should probably have a lot of, I don't know, grass and trees. I don't know if we have time to put as much grass and trees in here as I would like. But if we skim this top layer of dirt off, right, and then if only we had like a ton of dark oak saplings, but unfortunately they are like the hardest saplings to get because they're super obnoxious. But okay, so if we lower the elevation of this entire piece though here, and we set this up properly, then we have an opportunity for... Actually, wait, no. How would I want this to happen? Do I need a long trail between the castle and the Zerpool? No, not really. I do need a forested area for the path they take on the way to Zerpool. So, maybe I've not thought this through very well at all. But let's go ahead and just keep knocking away at this stone, because this stone is definitely going to be in the visual space between the castle and the camp. Maybe if... So, like, maybe part of the problem I'm having is I'm trying to put it down here in that little mushroom biome. But maybe if I put the camp over here on this hill, it doesn't say pool, especially. It doesn't have the water adjacency that I so crave. Dang it. Well... I mean, yeah, I guess I could just hew out a valley in this. And even just having... Well, having the castle partially obscured, we plant a bunch of trees over in here. And this should be generally okay. But yeah, let's look at this. So there's our sightline. And that's occlusive right there. Every piece of that is occluding that castle. See that tippy top of the castle there? We need to see way more. So, let's go ahead and just kind of hew away at this real quickly and grab a bunch of materials. Time skip. Okay. Well, you can't really tell, but I made a little bit of a valley here, and you can kind of see a little bit of the tower more than you could have seen before. Not ideal, but you know what? That's fine. Let's go ahead and set up the kind of campfire area here. There's supposed to be a big kind of bonfire going on, so we'll get that set up. Grab some netherrack, some flint and steel. Good old reliable flint and steel. Here we go. Yay, that seems nice already. And once we get some actual logs, we can put in, you know, logs around the fire or some stones. Yeah, let's just put some stones around the fire. I was kind of thinking about elevating it a little bit, like some sand or something, but I don't know. It kind of works. In the meantime, this guy should be just about ready to come see me. Are they smart enough to path around fire now? Well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to have to path him into the fire. Whoa. Burned his experience. Didn't even know you could do that. That's actually vaguely terrifying in a strange way. That is new, as far as I can tell. Anyway, so we are going to need 5 tents set up. And I've brought some different colored cloth here, so we can kind of just get going on that. Some of these tents are going to be bigger than others, but... Whoops. You know what? Actually, making these tents out of insufficient quantities of wool is probably a bad idea, too. Just go ahead and leave all the wool we have right now here. And then go get... We'll come back to this. We're going to have to make a run to Cubfan's base in order to actually get what we need. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and make a mad dash for the castle gates and work on the interior of the castle itself. I've got plenty to do there. There is no sense in me standing around outside in the middle of the night and getting hit by spiders and webs and stuff. Creepers and all thems. So, look at this. This is coming along. Oh my goodness, that top-story mansion. Top-story mansion. I was worried about the diorite, but I think it actually kind of works. Like, especially in the distance. Like, when you approach this place, it seems big. And that is good. It should seem big. This is an intimidating space here. So, we still have several, like, stairwell shafts and things like that I gotta work out inside of here. Now, for that, we're gonna need some more stone. So why don't we grab that? Time skip. Okay, so this dining room wall is a little bit messy, but because it's part of the wall of this turret here, or spire, we're kind of in a weird place with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to just grab some of these blocks and we'll just start placing them, you know, because this is, once again, not a perfect facsimile of how the real room is, but a representational case of it. And also, I don't know, having some of this stone here visible, it doesn't seem crazy to me. Now, oops, what does seem crazy to me is allowing myself to, you know, fall off that to my death. I should avoid that at all costs. So... I'm just going to place these like this, and I'm thinking I'm going to punch out this part here as well, and have this come in all the way to where the roof line meets. Oh, and then we also don't have a shelf where mobs can spawn, which is nice, because nobody needs that. I don't have time for mobs spawning in my vampire castle. We've got enough Dungeons and Dragons related monsters to have to deal with. Okay, so let's see. This is the stairwell access off the dining room. And those stairs are going to lead down to there, I think. I think that's the same stairwell. Let me verify that with the map. So the spiral staircase that comes out here should be connected to that door as well as down to here. Okay, so we are going to need a logical approach for that. Looks like it's just going to come up here and then spiral around until it hits that floor, and then spiral around until it hits that floor. But it can't intersect this elevator shaft, because we need that elevator shaft pretty bad for the elevator. Meanwhile, there's a second spiral stairwell over, like, basically right next to it that hits other floors, but not that one. And that spiral staircase is going to go up and down as well. So I'm doing the math on this. There's a spiral staircase here that goes straight down to the basement and continues upward several floors into the tower itself. Another spiral staircase here that is going to connect to this spiral staircase. Actually, wait, why did I punch a hole there when there was already a hole? Okay, core concept, yeah, so I've actually already made part of this spiral staircase, but it's going to keep going on up, and it's going to take a long time to build. Some of the simpler spiral staircases, I'm thinking I might just replace with ladders, because they're functionally so tight in terms of, like, they're like secret spiral staircases. They should be like 5 feet wide in diameter, spinning around a pole, basically. They're like super tight spiral staircases. I'm just going to put a ladder in for those, I think. Now, I'm of course out of ladders, and so that is not good. I'm going to need ladders. The other problem I'm running into is that some of the spiral staircases are like absolutely gigantic, and those cannot be substituted with ladders. Like this entire north tower here, let's just assume that this takes me there. Yeah. This entire north tower here is supposed to have like a huge spiral staircase that goes all around it, way, way up. And I'm going to have to use blocks for that. There's no getting around that. So I need to start on that like now. Like, whoa, like running out of time. So let's go ahead and grab some blocks to work on that big spiral staircase. Fix this hole in the wall that was bothering me earlier. And then maybe find some more wood for ladders. Time skip. So inside the north tower here, I have a platform I built just so I wouldn't fall down to my death when I was working on the structure. But the actual thing here really should be more of a giant circular hole. So I'm going to kind of work on that real quick, just to kind of give a sense of the scale that I'm working with. And then I'm going to come down here, 4 ender pearls left. Let's try not to need too many of those. I realized what I probably should do, I was thinking I would use half slabs for these stairs, but realistically, it's just going to be faster if I don't. It is going to be so much faster, because I'll have to do less spirals around the building with, like, upward stair blocks. Now, I do need to kind of keep in mind that this part here should curve inward, I think. Or, as the stairs go over it, it will. Dang it. Let's figure that out. So, like, the stairs will kind of start here and then turn up, but then they'll become more curved around as they go, I guess. Haven't really had the full opportunity to consider all this. But, anyway. Stairs, stairs. It's impolite. Stairs, stairs. We seek the fight? I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, so this... I feel like starting this with a right angle also will kind of make it seem less spirally, but it's supposed to go up and over that. No, it's supposed to curve. This is supposed to have a wall here. So we're going to put the wall in like so and start communicating this curvature. Alright, well, this isn't pretty, but it's pretty functional. And then it's also barely functional, because it turns out, I thought I'll make this steep so I don't have to use too many blocks. This is actually going to overshoot height-wise before I come back around to this landing. This landing is supposed to be the first thing that this stairwell connects to. So I'm going to need to cut down on that. Additionally, I'm going to have to go ahead and increase the height of this wall and that wall there. This whole area here has been a little bit underserved in terms of my attention. Now, I also have to lower the ceiling. No, what's the opposite of lowering the ceiling? Raise the roof on this part here. Ooh, what is out there? Oh, well, that's also a whole thing. So that's going to be a thing that I have to deal with as well. So, yeah. Anyway, what we need to do right now is let's go ahead and first off, we're going to increase the height of this wall. Then we're going to knock out the top of that, make it more aesthetically pleasing, and connect it to this. And hey, the moon is here. Hello, moon. There you are, peekaboo. Okay, where was I? Putting walls up. Time skip. Whoa, elytra fall. Whoa. I can't jump off these stairs because of the elytra. But if I take the elytra off, I will certainly die somehow. I think the only thing we can do in a case like this is to place an extra block. I hate doing it, but I admit when I'm beaten. Welcome back, everyone. If you cannot tell from my brick and torch-filled surroundings, we are on the ground in the northeast tower. Now, the northeast tower is not the most spectacular tower. Southeast tower over there, I've got like some equipment and stuff stored. But this is a pretty boring tower for right now. But it's a good place to just kind of mentally chill out. I had a stressful day yesterday at work, so now I'm just kind of coming out here. I did a little bit of work on this stairwell. Now, this spiral staircase is supposed to hug the outside here and feel particularly precipitous. It is terrifying. Like, actually, this platform should probably be about that size. Yeah, we're going to leave that size for now. But, like, it's just full of pieces and platforms that don't quite fit together exactly the way you would like, and they're a little uncomfortable. But this entire tower is supposed to shake and shimmy and make people feel terrified they could fall down the center of it at any time. So, this is good. The lack of material diversity, I feel, kind of in some ways adds to the disorientation. It's just like it's stone blocks all the way down. I would have liked maybe to do it with wood, but it's unclear actually from the text. I think in the text it says it's wood, but in the pictures it's stone. So it's just kind of like, well, what are we going to do? So anyway, though, the stairs are supposed to get narrower even as we go higher up still. And, that's great. But I need to know where the next platform is that I need to stop at. Because this platform here, I have a clear guide. It connects to the south tower. But the next platform is where the attic is. And that's supposed to be 50 feet up from here. Now, the way I've been measuring feet and meters and stuff, that's about 30 meters in Minecraft. So what I think I'm going to do is just take this stack of stone here, and we're going to come out to... Oh, you know what? Immediately withdrawing this torch. I regret everything about this torch. It is a torture device for myself. It is going to drive me crazy if I'm not careful. So we need to figure out how much higher 30 feet to the next or 50 feet to the next platform is. Uh-oh. I may have underestimated how tall this tower should be. Which means I might have underestimated how tall this tower should be as well. These look about proportionally right as is. So I've got two choices here. I can rip the cap off this tower and raise it up, or I can kind of fake the elevation change inside this tower. Now, given the fact that I'd like to start playing this almost immediately, I think what I'd actually prefer to do is going to be to use the current top of this tower just as the top of the tower. And I know that I'm going to have a room below that that's going to have people in it. So that's going to have to go to about here. So we're going to have that room at this level, I guess. It's not ideal, but it'll do for now. So we'll just put some torches here. They're not actually marker torches like the fancy ones we like to use, but you know what? They'll do. So, then, I mean, it still feels like a really tall, dangerous tower. And at a certain point, like, the point of making a model is to accurately represent this as much as possible. We can make a second pass where we make this taller. Honestly, these stairs are already kind of off anyway. So, let's just go for function first here. And functionally speaking, we're going to get these stairs to lead up to that next platform. So, let's get on that now. Time skip. Well, I built those stairs. I am pretty happy with how they went. Being narrower, they definitely feel even more dangerous. And this platform up here, well, in order to make it work, I'm going to actually have to rotate it 90 degrees from what the book describes. But you know what? On the whole, I don't think that that's going to be too much of an issue. One thing that the book does mention, though, is that there's supposed to be a ladder that leads up to a trap door before you hit the roof. So we're going to have a ladder trap door type situation right here. Nothing too complex. On the whole, this should be fine. Now, what I was thinking about, though, is the Heart of Strahd. So this particular tower in the game, this is a spoiler. So if you are like trying to avoid any spoilers about the game, then probably now a good time to leave. There's actually supposed to be like a gigantic floating heart right in here. Now, because it is symbolic of, well, it's not really symbolic, it's actually like a giant heart, but it's not actually a human-sized heart. I can go ahead and just take a bunch of red blocks and just mash them together in a blob, and it'll sell the idea well enough. Now, in the actual game, you shouldn't be able to see from the bottom of the tower to the top because there's supposed to be a bunch of cobwebs and darkness and things. So I'm probably going to have to put in some false platforms of black concrete and cobwebs and things to kind of break up the line of sight for this. But on the whole, it should be pretty interesting. Ooh, that was maybe a dangerous jump, but yeah, it should be an interesting fight if the players choose to come over here. Now, the idea is that this is a giant floating heart in a giant living tower, and that the vampire Strahd can transfer damage he takes in a fight to this heart, and up to like 50 points of damage. So the first 50 times he gets hit, he can just kind of shake it off into this thing. Well, not 50 times. First 50 damage. Whatever. You know what I mean. So, anyway. And there's supposed to be a bunch of axes along the walls here that will attack you if the heart is attacked. But so if you guys decide to have a heart attack, you'll have an axe attack. So, that's only fair. Probably going to have to come back with some more red blocks and taper this off a bit. But yeah, the core concept, it kind of works. We got some arteries. I don't know. Not an actual doctor, but good enough. Okay, so let's go ahead, and now that we've got that started, this is probably the lowest you could be and see the heart. We'll want to come back with some dark blocks and block off from about here around the circle at different elevations. But you know what? For right now, I'm on a stair building spree. I feel like I should... Actually, I'm on a towering spree. Let's do some more tower work, you know? Like this room here, this cauldron room, it's uncauldroned for. Actually, it's just, there's no cauldron. And there's no walls, no waldrons. So, I don't know why I put those logs there exactly lined up with the walls, because that actually makes the least amount of sense in terms of supporting the ceiling. Like, you think that would go across somewhere else. But, anyway, time is a factor. Let's get this built. Time skip. So now that we've got our cauldron room walled off, this high tower becomes our next concern. Inside of here, there's supposed to be a huge spiral staircase that wraps around this air shaft. I've been using the air shaft as a kind of a ladder well this whole time, but that really needs to cease and desist as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and ender pearl down to the ground level here. Womp womp. Okay, and I think that the stairs are supposed to go up on the right side, but let me check my map. So I figure if I kind of put this like this and then go over, boom. Ideally, I'd like to build this without using anything under the steps the way we did on the wider tower, because the circumference is so much smaller. So I want to keep the headspace reasonable by, you know, allowing these blocks to breathe a little bit. So we're just going to kind of keep going up and around here until we reach the top, I guess. So, once again, time skip. Well, as we stand upon our chaplet dais right here, you can't really tell too much about the stair progress. But once you kind of get in here, you can kind of see this one goes up, this stair goes down, this stair going down, that's going to be its own whole thing. A lot of work. But this upstair, I can generally follow the outer walls here. And it's been pretty straightforward going. This stairwell doesn't actually even have any stops until you get to the top. So basically, I just need to keep going with all of this until I can't go up anymore, which is pretty simple in terms of instructions. But man, this is like a lot of stairs, like a lot. But yeah, I mean, we're getting toward the top. Haven't had the chance to completely finish it off today, but you know what? Sometimes we run out of time. And that's where we are now. So, thank you guys so much for joining me for this staring into my soul of... No, I don't know. Soul staring? Stair mastering. Thank you for witnessing my stair mastery. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. That was a terrible idea all around. All around.